Hello and welcome to yassertv. Welcome to the channel, people. Chelsea 1, United 0. We did what we needed to do to get the 3 points. Level on points on Newcastle, who still have a game in hand because they're playing Arsenal. So yeah, man, it was a low quality game. We were poor. That first half was so poor from us, especially. They were passing the ball around. They seemed to have space. The midfield is like the overrun us in midfield. There was like, we had that chance here where Palmer threaded it through. I think it was a through ball in the air to Madueke, who couldn't sort out his feet. And listen, Madueke today was poor, poor, so poor. Like it's like even when you need to step up, you don't step up. How are some of us supposed to defend you when we go on panels or when we do certain things? How are we supposed to defend you when you can't even do basic things? He was so poor on the left. We've seen him play good on the left few times. That's why we said just keep him there. He's doing well right now. You know what I mean? Just keep him there. Who else? Bro, I don't know who else. Neto was so predictable. He done the same thing just over and over and over and over and over and over again. Go on his left, cross the ball. Go on his left, cross the ball. Tyreek George is our striker today, bro. You can't just keep crossing the ball like that. You know what I mean? You can't keep crossing the ball like that all the time. You have to find something to do. You have to find something to do in that position. You know what I'm saying? Be more creative. Try something different. Try something different. He wasn't. And it's just, you can see that we tried to bring the tempo down. But of course United was going to, do this whole bopping the ball about and passing it. And all the things that we haven't seen them do in so long, they were doing. Which is not a surprise, to be fair. The only surprise was that he started his strong team, and I'm talking about Amarim, and he didn't need to do that, bro. Like, just to give us a game, and at the end they were just tackling each other and stuff like that. Which, like, you're risking your players getting injured just to lose, with potentially, sabotage a final coming up, bro. This manager don't make sense. If he's trying to bring in momentum or whatever his excuse is, why didn't he use the whole season to bring you momentum? Why is it let's play our strongest team the week before or days before the final? Obviously, while we're watching that game, we found that Villa beat Tottenham 2-0. I think Konza scored. I don't know who scored the second goal, but yeah, man. Like, the first half was just poor, man. Poor quality for us, bro. Like, we couldn't get anything done. Sloppy passes, sloppy touches, players not being where they are. And the one thing that annoyed me a lot about the game is that we didn't take enough risks to pass the ball to Palmer. We didn't take enough risks. We didn't take enough risks to pass the ball through to Palmer, bro, for him to at least try and create. And he just, it was like a wave. There was times where he was missing, and then he finally got the ball. He tried to do something, then he was missing. But it was just that we didn't really try to beat that opposition midfield and create something. Give the ball to him to create something. We've seen when we gave him the ball, he created something for Madueke. So why not do it again? Do you know what I mean? Why not do it again? And the second half, we started better. We controlled the game more. But obviously, in the first half, we had that cross, I think, from Dorgu. I don't know what Maguire was still doing in our box, even though we already kicked it out and everything. It's like he's a better striker than that Asmus Hoyland. Do you know what I mean? He is so bad. So you run out of words, bro. More spots than goals. All the jokes we said about him, bro. I don't know how a team like United have that level of striker. He's not even a level. He's below a level. Even if level was 0, he's below 0. He has no first touch. Can't finish. Doesn't know how to make runs. All he does is wrestle. All he was doing was just wrestling with Tosin, bro. Like, and at some point he ran into the elbow, or like the arm of Tosin while Tosin was jumping to clear the ball, and then he tried to say he got hit. Like that's so dead, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I think it may have been the first half when we may have got we were. I think yeah, it was maybe in the first half we tried to get a penalty, but we didn't. For the handball on Hoyland, for me it was a handball, but maybe it was too his upper part of his arm was closed, so it's all these technicalities, and at the end of the day, maybe could have sometimes they give it, sometimes they don't give it. It's what it is. It wasn't given. Obviously that cross from Dorgu went into the box. Maguire scored it. He was offside, which kind of saved us anyway because we were poor. They were better than us. Going into the obviously second half comes in, and it was just we were controlling, but we started to control the tempo, and they were sitting back a bit more, but we weren't doing better. Like we didn't really do better than I thought we would. Start the second half with. Um, we didn't really see changes either. Obviously, Jackson did what he did. I'm not gonna speak about him. Um, Sancho couldn't play, and Kunku seems to be on the sideline. I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe I missed something, or he has an injury. I don't know. But yeah, I think we got the chance. We got the call for the penalty for Tyreek George, which you can actually say he was going down because he was trying to almost slide to stop the ball from going out. But he did get partly clipped, but I think, is what it is. Didn't give it as a penalty. I'm not going to come here and say, oh, no penalty. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of guy anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? It's about us winning the game. With United being as poor as they are, you still have to do your best and still win the game, bro. I understand that they are a bogey team and all of that, whatever. You still have to make sure that you go over there and win the game. Do you know what I'm saying? You know they're gonna give you the game, especially when you know that obviously they're playing their strongest team. You still have to make sure that you win the game. You know what I'm saying? Take your chances, take your opportunities, kill the game out early, and we didn't. Do you know what I mean? And second half, obviously, then we got the Cucurella chance. Sorry, Cucurella chance. What's his name? We got the ball on the side, on the right hand side. Pedro passed it to Reece James on the edge of the box, who decided I'm gonna cross it. I'm just not gonna cross it with my left foot. Done a little spin, crossed the ball in, and who else than our top scorer from January onwards, Cucurella, who's saving our front line from embarrassment, bro, from how poor they've been. You know what I'm saying? Scores another header, probably the shortest man in the opposition's back line and our back line. Do you know what I'm saying? And he jumps up and scores the header. What else? I think first half we also had that Reece James chance, which he, tried to hit and it hit the post. I think from there would have, built on it, but we didn't. But yeah, I think after that we had a through ball from Palmer to Madueke, who fluffed this line again, bro. he just scuffed it, bro. I don't understand how some footballers think, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If you've played up front or played on the wings, you know how timing is important. You know how important it is to know hit it. You know what I'm saying? If you know the defender's too close, and I think the guy who was slide tackling kind of put him off, but not good enough excuse. You know what I'm saying? He need to be finishing, and just 2-0 would have killed the game off, and we would have no tension going into the rest of the 20 minutes that we had or whatever it was left. Do you know what I mean? So and I kept these people's names out for a reason. The people I'm gonna mention next. For me, I think Cole Palmer was, partly, going in and out, as in into the game. He wasn't really, for me, he wasn't really in the game anyway. He's one. Two, I would say, Tosin. Big up to Tosin. I mean, it's not hard holding up someone like Hoyland to the point that Maresca was like, you know what, we don't need Chalaba today. Let Tosin have a go. Do you know what I mean? But he done his, he played really well. Cole played well. You know what I'm saying? Probably one of his best games in the Chelsea shirt in recent time, in my opinion, anyway. Obviously, Cucurella scored the goal, played really well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Ahmad, even though Ahmad had a few runs, but other than that, kept him quiet. But the last person, and if I've missed anyone else, I think Reece James was sloppy in the first half. The amount of times he had to sprint back to keep, bro, he had Mason Mount pressing him like he owed him money, bro. Mason Mount was pressing Reece James like he owed him money. I don't know, never seen anyone just consistently press someone like this for a while. He just was running. Obviously, he got hooked off, but it's like, it's what it is. Do you know what I mean? But the one guy who I wanted to give real praise, Moises Caicedo. What a performance, bro. He was everywhere, just stopping, past, you know what I mean, moving the ball forward. He was the one taking some of the risks with the passes. Do you know what I mean? Everyone else was like a 6, a 5. Do you know what I'm saying? Not even a 6, 5. You know what I'm saying? Not bad, not good. Do you know what I mean? Just trying, but not really working out. But bro, what a performance, bro. He was just everywhere, helping out, moving the ball out to the wide areas, passing in between the lines, everything. And then I think around the 80th minute is when Maresca bought on what's his name, Lavia for Tyreek George. I think just to keep kind of just get to the end of the game and move on. It was like, if my attackers might not get me a second goal, I might as well just shut up. Do you know what I'm saying? Just add that extra midfielder, which you should have done earlier, in my opinion, because we were losing a bit of control in midfield. But what done's done now. Listen, the job's not done. Listen, before I end it here, people, make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing. Do you know what I'm saying? We need to hit that road to 500. Obviously, I want to thank everyone for watching. If you watched all the way up to here, let me know your comments down below. So let me know if we're gonna make top 5. Let me know if we're gonna beat Forest in the next game. Let me know all your opinions, everything. But yeah, man, the job's not done yet, man. Do you know what I'm saying? We're level on points with Newcastle. Who's playing Arsenal on the weekend on Sunday, and yeah, man, we need to make sure that we're level. They're third, I think we're fourth. We just need to make sure that we beat Forest last game of the season to get our top 5 spot. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully hopefully the team performs better than this as well, because I don't think Tyreek George against Milinkovic and Murillo and stuff like that, it's not gonna work, man. We need to be clinical. We need to do better than this. But other than that, like I said again, let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.